Section 2. Analyzing the World Economic Forum's Great Reset. Let's pull back the curtain a bit and really look at the players involved. Take the World Economic Forum, for instance. If you visit their own website, https://w.weforum.org, you'll find the Great Reset proudly listed as their signature project. This isn't some fringe theory. It's their openly declared agenda. At its heart, the Great Reset champions what they call stakeholder capitalism. It suggests a collaborative approach where all stakeholders, governments, corporations, civil society, work together for the common good. But read the fine print, delve into their white papers and proposals, and a more intricate and perhaps alarming picture emerges. Stakeholder capitalism in practice often translates into concepts like ESG scores, environmental, social, and governance, which rate companies and even individuals based on their adherence to certain ideological metrics. It's a report card for companies, rating them on things like their carbon footprint, their diversity policies, and their overall ethics. The WEF pitches these scores as the key to holding corporations accountable and steering money toward a better future. Then there are carbon trackers, designed to monitor and limit individual carbon footprints, often through digital means.
We're developing, through technology, an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So, individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on.
And perhaps most significantly, we have the accelerating push towards central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. Here's where things get truly granular. Unlike physical cash, CBDCs are programmable. This means central banks could, theoretically, program your digital money to expire if not spent by a certain date, or even to be restricted to approved sectors of the economy. Imagine a scenario. Your digital account gets switched off because you've exceeded your carbon allowance, or perhaps because your social credit score has dipped below an acceptable threshold. Suddenly your truck won't start because its embedded system is linked to your digital identity.
Vehicles towed in Ottawa, and GoFundMe has also freezed $10 million in donations to the truckers, including a number of donations from here in the United States. A Canadian Parliament member tweeted that a single mom making minimum wage had her account frozen for donating $50 to the truckers when it was 100% legal. She had not even participated in these protests in any other way but donating money to people who were peacefully protesting. She and other donors are left without due process to appeal these decisions, and today a Canadian trucker says his truck was seized and its location is now unknown. His personal and business bank accounts have also been frozen, and he's unable to work. Ottawa's mayor says they're looking into selling the trucks they confiscated to recoup the cost to taxpayers of an entirely peaceful protest. We bring in Batya Ungar-Sargon, deputy opinion editor for Newsweek. Batya, you think we're wrong to compare the United States and Canada in this?
Yeah, I think so. You know, their equivalent of the ACLU stood up for the truckers and has been opposing the Emergencies Act and opposing Justin Trudeau's government very vocally. I don't think our ACLU would stand up for people in that situation, but independent media, conservative media, and Republicans definitely would. And so I've been watching this and thinking, I actually don't think this could happen in America, not because of the ACLU, but because of people like you, Leland, who have been...
You won't be able to order groceries because your funds are frozen. Your kids can't enter school because your digital health passport isn't compliant with the latest mandate. This isn't science fiction. These are capabilities being actively discussed and developed within these global frameworks. Meanwhile, the World Health Organization is diligently negotiating a new pandemic accord. This isn't just about improving global health. It's about fundamentally redefining how nations respond to health crises. The draft treaty explicitly treats health emergencies as common concerns of humankind, a phrase lifted directly from their own documents. If this accord is passed in its current form, it could grant the WHO's Director General unprecedented power to declare a health emergency in any member nation, regardless of that nation's own assessment. And with that declaration could come a series of recommended actions, which, as we've seen during COVID-19, often include widespread lockdowns, mandatory quarantines, and even universal vaccine requirements. In this scenario, national sovereignty, that bedrock principle of independent nations, would find itself politely applauding from the back row, perhaps even offering a meek suggestion, before quietly exiting stage left. The authority to make critical health decisions would increasingly shift from democratically elected national governments to an unelected international body. It's crucial to understand that these leaders, whether at the WEF or the WHO, likely don't wake up in the morning plotting to fulfill Revelation 13. Canada buys 500,000 doses of H5N1 avian influenza vaccine for those most at risk. Risk to the general public of acquiring the virus remains low, Public Health Agency says. This report by Amina Zafar, CBC News, posted Feb 19, 2025. They see themselves as saviors, not villains. But Scripture offers a profound, often unsettling insight. The beast system, the ultimate global dictatorship described in Revelation, doesn't begin as an overt tyranny. It often starts as a solution. It presents itself as the answer to humanity's most pressing problems, offering order, security, and prosperity in a chaotic. Only once it's firmly entrenched does it reveal its true, dictatorial nature. Consider the Tower of Babel, humanity's first attempt at a truly unified global project. God intervened and scattered its builders, not because unity is inherently evil, but because unity without righteousness, unity driven by human pride and a desire to circumvent divine authority, invariably ends in tyranny. It's the same blueprint, just with new bricks, new technologies, and new global organizations. The underlying principle remains eerily consistent. Please like, share, and subscribe. Watch for my next video.